Hello guys, the Migrant Queen here again. So today I just want to add to explain the immigration rules that I was talking about that have caused so much distress within the skilled worker population, and also within the the opportunities for migrant workers coming into the UK from outside. The government is trying to prioritize domestic workforce, so they have started to cut down on the various routes that people do come into the UK by. And this definitely is affecting and will affect people who are coming in via the skilled worker route visa. So I will talk about the 8 rules that have been proposed and that are actually currently in force now. Some of them are already in force, some of them have been proposed, but some of them are already there. So the first one was the ban on international recruitment of care workers. So they were coming in under a special visa for healthcare workers, and this was also under the skilled tier 2 skilled worker visas. So now this has been cut, and they are no longer taking care workers from outside the UK, and they've put and they've stopped off letting companies recruit from outside and stopping all that sponsorship that was going on. The second thing that they have done and proposed is that they are now, the list of skilled worker visas eligible jobs and sponsored jobs has shrunk. It has become smaller, so they just narrowed it to then say we only want middle skill level jobs to be advertised on that, and only if they can prove that there is a shortage. So this is for people who have an RFQ level 3 and above. So they have basically said you have to have a degree or a certain type of degree, PhDs and higher, for you to get a job in the UK. So they have just narrowed it down. I will post the list in the description box so you can also have a look at that. The other thing that they have done is to increase the levy. They have proposed to increase the levy on international students. Currently, tuition fees for international students is 23,000 and above. And the levy that they charge on universities to be able to sponsor international students, they are proposing to increase it. This will mean that universities have to comply with very strict visa regulations for them to be able to maintain their license to sponsor international students. So potentially affecting enrollment of international students, which was one of the major routes of people coming into the UK. And they've also going with that in academia is to shorten the graduate visa route. So what they have done is to say they used to allow about 2 years for a person to work after getting their postgraduate and to get a job and sponsorship. Now they're proposing to shrink it to only 18 months. So this reduces and gives more pressure on people to get those skilled visas. And they've also said that they now want to make sure that the English level requirement has also, a bar has been lifted. It has gone higher, so that becomes an impediment to some people who were coming into the UK, and the English levels were not being looked at properly. So that is going to be more stricter. And then now the pathways to get indefinite leave and citizenship have just been affected. So the number of years they've proposed is to move it from 5 to 10 years from you coming into the UK and getting indefinite leave to remain, and also to increase the number of years from you coming from indefinite leave permanent residence to citizenship. So that is definitely going to affect a lot of individuals. So that basically is what I was talking about in my previous videos, to say they have shrunk and made it very, very narrow. So the road is not as wide as it used to be for people to come into the UK to look for jobs, skilled worker visas. They have just shrunk the number of people who qualify, and I know they've also increased the threshold levels for salaries, and said and the bar has been, you know, lifted from I think previously 20 something thousand, now it's in the 35s, and so and very few people actually get you know, first entry jobs, skilled workers above 30,000. So they've just put it way higher, so that makes it that means very few people can actually come to the UK via those routes. So those are the things that were worrying me, and those are the things I was saying. It really plays around with your mind. If you're already thinking of being a migrant worker, or if you're thinking of coming into the UK, we have to start thinking of new ways of coming to the UK, or new ways of qualifying for sponsorship. So catch me in the next video, where I will be talking about the Global Talent Visa, which is the visa I was on before I got indefinite leave to remain, and how these changes are going to affect the Global Talent Visa, and what new opportunities and what we can do in the future to be able to qualify for Global Talent Visa. So catch me in the next video, where we'll talk about the Global Talent Visa and what opportunities are available. Ciao, ciao.